All of us have issues, right? Uh, but it's important to put our issues before another person's issues, because we might be getting triggered by their behavior, their attitude, which in turn is because of the issues that they're facing, which is actually their problem. So instead of focusing on why the other person is so annoying and is always getting your goat, if you focus those energies and that time on yourself, invest in yourself to try and figure out why all these people and their attitudes are irritating you, because that is your issue, then you will start moving along a healthier direction in life, because these triggers need to be rendered inconsequential. Okay, which means that in future, even if such people come along, it might not be the same people, it might be some other people. I'm sorry about the noise in the background, can't avoid it. But if at all these triggers come along, you should be in a place where you're still calm, you do not react, and you do not feel terrible in the presence of these triggers, which is when they have truly become inconsequential to you. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're connected to your heart space, because you don't want to be completely disconnected with no emotion, because you're a human being. So you want to look at that person from a place of empathy and not from a place of anger and irritation and frustration and hatred and revenge and all kinds of things that we are so often shown in media, which is ridiculous, which is why I kind of disconnect from that, because I need to connect to my heart space. That is most important. Let me reiterate this point. You need to operate from your heart. Whatever you do, it needs to come from a place of love. But what happens is many of these emotions that get triggered, that do not make us feel good, are low vibrational energies. Okay, so it's very important that we find a means to release them. Okay, if you're wondering how, that's the next question, right? Okay, before how, have you even identified that XYZ people are triggering you with ABC behaviors? Have you been able to get to that point? If you have, then great, that's a good start. Now you are in a position to identify every time that same thing happens to you and that same emotion comes to the forefront and it's making you uncomfortable. You know that, let's say it's anger, and you want to get rid of it. What is the means? That's the question. So you can either write about it and then tear it with a vengeance and say, I release all of this anger that I'm feeling because of this situation that keeps cropping up every now and then in my life, and I'm releasing it into the universe. Another way is to write again about it in detail, in paper, get all of that out, and then burn it, and with that fire, you need to allow that emotion to burn and disappear. Okay, you don't want to harbor these low vibrational energies in your system, believe you me. Not for a day, not for a minute. If your awareness has increased, not even for a split second will you want to keep these things as part of your system. And even if they do crop up, you'll be in a position to let go of them. Another way is by simply affirming. Okay, you can either do a mental affirmation or a vocal affirmation, where you say what you want to and then say, I release all of this because it does not serve me and does not make me feel good in any way. So I don't see the purpose of its presence in my life, and therefore I release it into the universe now so I can be free and I can feel light. This is another way. Okay, a very important point to note is that these low vibrational energies stay as a part of our systems if we don't address these issues that cause them to be triggered every now and then. The reason that they're triggered every now and then is so that you can recognize their presence as a part of your being and actually get rid of them, because they won't serve you. Okay, there's more to it as to why it is there, why does it happen. Probably I'll talk about it in another video, but the fact that they're being triggered every now and then is a means of communication, okay, from the universe to you, to let you know that it's about time that you release them, because otherwise you're compounding that feeling and that emotion and that effect, and you're giving a lot more value to that trigger with every time that it takes place. You need to get rid of them. If not, if you're living a life with least awareness about yourself, not about who the president of the next country is or what is happening across, seven seas, which is also fine, but you come first. Before you can take care of yourself, there's no point thinking about what is happening across the country or the continent. Okay, so you are bound to manifest all kinds of diseases in the physical realm here if you keep these low vibrational energies associated with your system for long periods of time. And by that I mean months and months together, or years. And sometimes there are people who develop symptoms of diseases and you can't even figure out where this has come from, because their lifestyle seems to be fine. We're very good at pretending to be somebody else that we're not. We're not authentic because we've been taught that we have to behave a certain way for somebody else because they might label us to be, bad, or label us to be rebellious. Probably we're just being a little revolutionary, which is okay, in our favor. Okay, so if you keep these energies within your system for long periods of time, they will cause physical manifestations in terms of diseases, illnesses, and you do not want that. You don't want to bring that upon yourself in the name of impressing somebody else, because, like I started this video, I'm reiterating the point that others and their issues come later once you have taken care of your issues. Because when your cup is not full, you cannot fill another person's cup. And if you are not leading your life from your heart, from a place of joy and love, of loving to do everything that you're doing every waking second of the day, at least trying, endeavoring to make your life, take a turn in that direction, then you're not doing yourself justice, you're not doing your life any justice. It's true. It's true. Okay, so please start becoming more aware of your emotions, of the people you're surrounded by, of your reactions, and try and break them down to see what out of these serves you and what doesn't. And start working on releasing everything that doesn't serve you. Because you are important. Whether you believe it or not, you are most important, and you come first in this life.